You see he's going to fight Cain?
My goodness, I'm so excited for that fight. It's a huge one.
I feel like this is the same fight, and Cain being a little bit more skilled, but the same fight at least that he has been fighting all of year. I'm talking about Ngannou. Stipe, a very good wrestler who's a very good boxer. I think you could pass that to Curtis Blades in many ways. A very good wrestler who's got solid hands. I think Derek Lewis in some ways fits the bill. People don't know that he's a good wrestler because he doesn't use it a lot. But I feel like it is the same guy that he's been preparing for a little bit. Cain, who's got a higher output and a little bit better resume, but I halfway respected Ngannou for continuing to go to the well that he'd already fallen in once, known as the Stipe Miocic fight. He fell in that way, but he didn't shy away from that same style of fighter. And if you look at Curtis Blades, he's finally figured it out. Whether he caught him or not, he finally figured it out, and there was a part of me that really did respect that as well. I mean, what a hard year he had. The way they built him up, that wasn't his fault.
Right.
But I mean, he was built to be the next coming, thrown into a world title fight with, on paper, the greatest heavyweight to have ever done it, stubs his toe, gets totally embarrassed, and rebounded. And that's what fighting's about. It's not about the punches and the kicks. It's about getting up and not staying down. And I think that Ngannou deserves a pat on the back.
Yeah, I agree. And Ngannou's just a specimen out there, and he's definitely deadly at any moment. And you can make big jumps and big leaps when you fight someone like Miocic. I mean, you learn so much when you fight someone like Curtis Blades. He fought him twice, correct? Right?
Yeah.
The first time was really close, and second time he finished him right there. So, I mean, yes, it's very impressive. And I feel like Cain's the favorite, of course, but I'm excited to see if he can weather the storm, because Ngannou is a storm. And if he gets his hands on you with that power, I mean, it could change things up. And I feel like Miocic was very smart and conservative and could have stayed and banged with them a little bit more, but just made sure he played very smart. I think Cain's a little bit more risky. Feels like he's going to trade with him. He'll play a little bit more in there. And that could make for an exciting matchup,
That's right.
And he could live by the sword, die by the sword in this game. But that's just Cain's style. He's not going to shy away and be conservative and try to outpoint this guy. He's going to try to take it to him like he does to everybody. So
that's the big what if.
Yes.
Is Cain going to go out and just box? Yes, he is. I'll tell you right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he is.
Oh, yeah.
So now the question is, can he avoid the power? And for most of his career, the answer is yes, but not all of his career. I mean, go see UFC on Fox Part 1, Junior Dos Santos versus Cain Velasquez.
Yes.
He does. He makes that. I don't know if I would call it a mistake. It took him to world championships, but he does leave himself on his feet when he doesn't need to be, because he is a two-time All-American wrestler. People forget that about him. When he wants that takedown, he'll take your ass down. He just doesn't want it.
Yep, he's a fighter.
Risky
game, but that's his style. He goes in there and puts on that show right there. Back to that Fox show, wasn't that crazy? That was the only fight they showed on Fox.
Only fight they showed.
The Clay Guida fought Benson Henderson, a fantastic fight right before. Would have been beautiful for everyone to see on primetime TV, but they just put that one in the main event.
What was that? It was less than a minute, right?
Less than a minute.
Less
than a minute. Oh, it was rough.
That did. I remember I was at a party. I went over to a party for that. And we had food out there. We had friends out there.
Big old tent.
I guess we got to go home.
I guess it's time to go.
I guess we're all going home.
And then they had two great fights afterwards. They went 5-5s, both of them after. 3 times they did it, or twice?
What was the thought process on that?
I don't know, man.
They thought they'd have a long fight
I think
and
so.
show this to the world, give a little taste, and then pull it back. Was that the thought?
I guess, but I mean, they should have anticipated that. They know MMA. They know, someone should have told them that. Let's put one warm up here, and then we'll do it. Yeah, that was nuts. But yes, back to the point, I'm excited for that fight.
I'm excited for the fight because of Cain's recklessness.
Yes.
If it wasn't for Cain being reckless, it's Cain all day. Put the house on Cain. Well, Cain will go make it interesting.
Oh, he will. He's not going to play it safe. He's not going to go out there and pull guard, ankle pick. No, he's going to go out there and fight. He'll fight. He'll look for the takedown, but he's going to definitely mix it up. He waits for you to swing before he starts shooting out there. And Ngannou knows that.
Did you hear the story of Cain's first day at AKA?
I did not.
Okay. Now, I have to preface this with the story. I don't know if this is true, but this has been around forever, and nobody's disputed it. So Cain shows up at AKA and goes up to Coach Javier, and Javier's working with somebody. Doesn't know, they haven't met yet, and Javier's working with somebody, and Cain comes up and wants to introduce himself and get some training, and he's going to be, the next great fighter. And it blows him off and goes back to what he's doing, and Cain comes back a few minutes later and blows him off and tries to go. Cain's just annoying him. So the third time he comes up, Javier finally tells this young, heavy kid, go over and kick that bag 1,000 times, then come see me. So Cain did. This is how the story goes, and he went and kicked that bag 1, 2, 3, Gil, to 1,000.
Wow.
So the story goes.
Wow.
Took him hours, soaking, covered in sweat, came up, and Javi's like, hello, who are you? And they went from there. That's the story.
Hey, doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
I would believe it.
I would believe it too. And those are the champs, the coachable people, the people who are soldiers, who listen. You know, hey, go kick. Okay, whatever you say. I'm going to do whatever it takes to be the best.
Coach said.
Coach said so. I'm going. No questions asked.